welcome to the car sucker. My name is Jimmy Prater. My car close. That's what I am. I close, I close, I close. I close car deals. I close them and gross them. And so does Max. Max Zanan. He's got a couple of books out. He's an author in the car business. If you have not read his books, you need to. The one that catches my eye, I really like, is the Car Biz 101. Because his subtitle is hashtag crazy shit car dealers do. I mean, come on. Crazy shit car dealers do. That's catchy, right? Because they do crazy shit. Max, how you doing this morning?
Hey, Jimmy, how are you? Thanks for having me again.
Oh, man, my
I
pleasure.
really love your energy.
All right. All right. Hey, Max, I want to talk to you about something that we talked about last time. We didn't quite get into it. How has the business changed? Has it changed for the salesperson and the closers?
So, I think if you look at it from long distance, the business hasn't changed in almost 100 years. What has changed is the customer and the way the customer wants to shop for a car and the way the customer wants to communicate. Because if you look at our everyday life, Amazon and Uber completely retrained all of us when it comes to online shopping and expecting certain level of transparency and convenience. And I think that's what car dealers need to adapt. Just the convenience alone. If I start my deal online and then I come to the showroom, we should start at that point, not from the beginning. Simplify life. Everybody's busy. People working 2 jobs. Nobody wants to spend 6 hours in a car dealership, right? And you shouldn't spend 6 hours trying to buy a car. This is a car. It has 4 doors and 4 wheels. At the end of the day, this is not nuclear physics.
It's transportation.
Right. Right. So we got to give them a good deal, right? We got to get them financed. We got to offer them F&I products. We got to introduce them to service, right? We got to make sure that they come back for the scheduled maintenance. We got to keep them in the family.
Yeah. Yeah. Basic 101. Right. Exactly. Max, the other thing is that, why is it that you think these dealers and these conglomerates think it's changed so much? I mean, like when Google or the internet was invented, okay, when the internet came around, it really wasn't invented for the automobile business. Am I right or wrong? It's really invented for, bricks and mortars, online shopping like a Amazon or a Walmart. Right. So now we got to adjust fire still. You can't buy a gun online. You can, but you really can't. You still got to go pick it up at the deal at a gun dealer, and then they upsell you on things, and you still have to go through a process. It's in other words, you got to get it registered. The same thing with the car. You got to have a driver's license, right, to register a vehicle. So
this Jimmy, this is what I see. If I'm in the market for a car,
right,
I'm going to start on the website. Mm-hmm. On the dealer's website before I go there, because I'm just going to do some basic research. Mm-hmm. So first, when I Google my local dealer and their website is confusing, guess what happens? I'm moving on to the next website. Or I go to my local dealer's website, and instead of telling me what the price of the car is, it says too low to show or call for a price. I'm out. Right? Because when I go to Amazon or when I go to Bloomingdale's or when I go to Macy's, every single price of every single item is listed. Nobody says, well, Max, it's too low to show. You got to come to Macy's to find out. Right? Nobody got time for that. So dealers, instead of thinking that the business changed, they just need to do the basics.
And that's what I've been trying to preach the whole time as well, Max. But how do we get the dealers to understand this? I mean, when they go to NADA conference or any other conference or the 20 group sessions, hey, what are they doing? They're all talking about how the industry's changing. They keep saying it, and they keep saying it in a negative way. It's getting worse and worse and worse. And we're going to go to Amazon. Maybe I still think it's a long ways from getting a car online. I think we're a long ways from it because we have too many laws regulating it. So how do we get the dealers to understand that, hey, we got to get back to closing car deals?
I'll tell you how. All they have to do is hire a mystery shopper. and mystery shop their business. They don't want to do that because they're in denial. Deep inside, they know that a mystery shopper will actually point out their deficiencies, right? And nobody wants to confront the truth.
True. That's true.
I'm telling you, Jimmy, this is my personal experience. Last month, I bought a car. I bought a brand new car. I'm in the business, so it was not hard to get a good deal, and I'm not complaining about it. I know these guys, they gave me a phenomenal deal. Everything is great. 3 days later, I realized that the car does not have all-weather mats. So I figured, no big deal. I'm going to go to the dealer's website and buy those floor mats online. Well, guess what? I couldn't. Then I went to another dealer. I couldn't. I went to a third dealer. I couldn't. And I'm based in New York City. I ended up buying floor mats from a dealer in Massachusetts. That is the only dealer who figured out how to sell floor mats online. Now, think about it. Floor mats are not VIN-specific parts. They're model-specific. It's the simplest online sale.
Right? You're right. That's what the internet was set up for.
Right. So dealers need to really master the basics. I mean, if you can't sell floor mats online, you're never going to be able to sell a car.
Yeah, and plus with the regulations and all that other stuff.
Right. But when it comes to floor mats or parts, there are really no regulations. And I want to encourage all car dealers to sell those items online, right? Because you can expand your market area, right? You no longer have to sell parts to your local residents or your local businesses, right? Your local body shops. Because let's say a floor mat in New York is the same floor mat as in Kentucky and Alabama and in California, right? You can sell these parts all over the country. But they can't even master the basics. Right. Same thing with sales. Let's not overthink the sales process. Let's master the basics. Let's smile when the customer walks into the showroom. Let's do a quality walk around. If we don't have the product knowledge, what are we doing there?
Now, what about these trainers that are out there actually training? They're training saying, don't ask for the sale because you're insulting customers.
Are you kidding me?
They're out there.
It's in the title, right? You're a salesperson.
Right.
Right. Come on,
Hey, you know what? That's why I call them. I call them powder sugar trainers because that's what they are. I mean, have they ever sold cars? It's not changed asking for the sale. It hasn't changed going on demo rides. It hasn't changed the product. Like you said earlier, they still got 4 wheels that go down the road. Nothing's really changed. And people will watch this video because I get messages through social media. I get messages, instant messages from a lot of people. They don't want to put their comments live. They'll just hit me up through instant message or something like that, even in email, disagreeing with me and saying that, Jimmy, you're old school. You don't know what you're talking about. And I say to them, I'll roll up my sleeves. I'll get on the floor at any store and I'll close a car deal because it's basic 101, like your book.
Right. Listen, at the end of the day, the way it is now, it's belly to belly business. You need to have social skills, right? You need to be asking for the sale. You need to know what you are selling. Because, Jimmy, if I walk in and you can't tell me anything about the car, and I know more about the car than you do, we're going nowhere.
That's an issue.
Right. Meanwhile, I guarantee you nobody is focusing on product knowledge. And this is, again, the basics, right? This is the basics. Forget the internet. You got to know what you're selling.
Yeah, and I think, well, this is getting way off the subject, but like the manufacturers make us do all this product knowledge tests. But we know who's really taking the test. It's one guy getting $20 from each salesperson to take the test.
We're faking it, right? We're going to say, hey, Jimmy, I'll buy you lunch. Take the test for me.
Yeah, we know the game.
But the dealers know about it, and they're okay with it. Instead of saying, hey, guys, how about we have a walk-around competition?
There you go. We used to do that all the time back in the day, right? Remember those competitions?
That's right. And the guy who does the best walk-around competition gets a $500 bonus, right?
Let's talk about the revolving door, and it's getting worse.
Yes.
It's getting worse. Would you say it's because They're not making any money. There's no enthusiasm. I mean, when I go to stores, it really feels stale. You know, there's nobody in there as a spark plug. There's nobody on the floor going, let's go, guys. I don't know. That's just one of it. Motivation. And
Yeah.
maybe money motivates people. I know it does.
I think there's a generational shift. You and I are from old school.
Right.
When I was selling cars, I had $100 a week salary minus taxes, and the rest was commission. Mm-hmm. Right. And if you didn't make any sales that week, after taxes, you took home $71.
So
and that was motivating enough to sell cars. Now, the younger generation, right, because of their parents, right, because their parents want to give them everything, right, they took the motivation out of their upbringing.
Everybody makes the team.
Exactly. Everybody gets a trophy. And since mom and dad are going to help out anyway, why should I ask for the sale?
And that, my friend, comes down to, and I believe, and I learned this in the military, is motivation. I mean, you're there. So how do you motivate somebody? I have my ways of motivating, but what I'm saying is I think they need to get motivated. I know it's a generational swing. However, I think we can change it. Now, in other words, if you had yourself and myself in a store, I think we could change the ambience. I think we could change the morale. Because that's what it boils down to. People like money, like, wow, I get extra stuff just by doing more. And they're not showing it. They're making it easy for them, like their parents. We're going to put you hourly.
Right.
We're going to put you a set salary. No commission. Guess what? You get a flat, and more flats here. We got to change the atmosphere inside the dealerships.
You're right. I think it's the responsibility of the senior management team to show new hires what this business can do for them. Listen, I'm a good example. I came to America from Russia at the age of 16 in '92 with nothing, and everything I have in my life is because of car business. It's a phenomenal business. You can make so much money. You can meet interesting people. You can make connections that will last a lifetime. But we fail to show the positive of the business to the new employees. We need to bring in people to do leadership training, to do motivational training. That's what other companies do in other industries.
Right. Dealers, if you're watching this right now, that's exactly what you need. You just need motivation because you have all the tools in place. You need more motivation. Call the car sharker. Hey, we will help you with that motivation, dealers. We'll help you. We'll bring the motivation back. Everybody will want to sell cars. They want to close more. Max, I want to talk to you more about your two books. Where they can go, hold them up, please. Where they can go buy them at, and talk to us a little bit about them, please.
So Jimmy, I got two books, Perfect Dealership and Car Business 101.
Right.
So I wrote Perfect Dealership first, right? Because I am concerned about what I see in the business. And I wanted to give tools to the dealers. So I dedicated each chapter to each department. So there's a chapter dedicated to sales, BDC, F&I, HR, IT, parts, service. So they understand what they need to do to survive this disruption that's taking place. And I don't know what it is, and nobody does. Maybe it's Amazon, maybe it's Carvana, maybe it's Vroom, maybe it's AutoNation, who knows? But something is happening. The earth is shaking, right? And unfortunately, there is no professional training in the car business, right? There's no local university that offers you parts training, or F&I training or sales training. It's all on the job. And if you don't get fresh information, you end up adapting techniques from the older generation. And that's how, bad behavior and, bad reputation transfers in this business, right? People think negatively of car business today. They thought negatively of car dealers yesterday and the day before yesterday. Right. So I figured, I'll write this book just to give them some ammunition to improve their business. And then I wrote my second book, Car Business 101, which is the flip side of the first book. So Car Business 101 has a subtitle, Crazy Shit Car Dealers Do. And the reason for the subtitle is because I'm in car dealerships every day. And this is what I see with my own eyes. This is what I would like to see, right? And this is what I actually see. So I'll give you a couple of examples. Let's say dealers refuse to hire professionals to work in their BDC department, right? They hire kids, pay the minimum wage, and you expect them what? To bring people in? That's just ridiculous is not the word, right?
Mm-hmm. And some people call the BDC department as a customer. They'll call and they want an answer on how much money they got to put down on the lease that they just saw a lease payment advertised somewhere. That's just an example. Right. They want and usually a kid right out of high school, they can't answer that. You need a professional in there.
That's right. So then another example, not dealing with employee turnover. We just spoke about it, right? So how do we hold on to people? We got to give them a good schedule. We got to give them a good pay plan. We got to show them they can make money, right? We got to give them an opportunity to grow, meaning that if you are good at sales, we're going to move you up, right? Maybe you'll go into sales management. Maybe you go into F&I. Maybe you go into used car management, right? Then there's complete lack of training, right? We're like, hey, Jimmy, buy him lunch. He's going to take classes for you, right? There's a car, go sell it, right? We don't do any type of training whatsoever. And then, again, something that we just spoke about, there's no organizational culture, right? We don't explain to the new hires what we stand for, what we're trying to accomplish, how we communicate with our customers, and then we just put our hands in the air, like, all right, we got to hire a new bunch of people because the first bunch left. Here's another one, not selling cars online. How hard can it be? At least try the learning process because all industries are going online, right? Make an attempt. Another one, not offering home delivery. Why not? Everybody offers home delivery. Right. Why can't you deliver the car to my house?
Exactly, and especially when you have, when most people buy a vehicle, it's within 8.5 to 9 miles, somewhere in there.
Right. I'm not saying deliver the vehicle across state lines.
Right.
Take a 10-minute drive. Bring it to my house. Do a walk around. Deliver the car in my driveway. Show me all the features where I'm comfortable.
Exactly.
Right? And believe me, customers would love that, and they will reward you by sending you more business, by coming back to your service department. These are basics.
I tell you, those are all excellent point of views. And you know what? If you guys, you got to get his book. I've got them both. I love them. I read them, and I'm going to keep them as a reference. And anybody who wants to learn a little bit extra in the car business, they want it in black and white, that's the books to get.
Yeah. Now, and they're on Amazon, right? You can get it as a paperback. They're on iTunes. You can get it as an audiobook. You can get it as a Kindle. However you got to take in information, that's how the book is available. Kindle is $5.99. Listen, if you don't have $5.99 to invest in yourself, you're probably in the wrong business.
Probably. You got to have the motivation.
That's right.
Okay. Hey, Max, thanks again for the conversation. Get his books. They're outstanding. Get his books. And Max, we'll be in touch again next week. Stay tuned to see Max and the Car Sharker next week. And, hey, everybody, do yourself a favor. My name is Jimmy Prater. Go close something.